Great artists live through centuries. Their body may die but not their art. Charlie Chaplin is one of the great artists who still makes us laugh. A recognizable face to everyone around the world, but how well did you know about his life? He faces a lot of personal, professional, and political issues that you could ever imagine. Charlie Chaplin's childhood struggles. Both his father and mother came from theatrical backgrounds. His father had a very good relationship with not Chaplin but with alcohol. His father is called Charles Spencer Chaplin. I will use Charles to avoid confusion. Charles is an alcoholic. He abandoned his family, leaving no money to survive. At that time Charlie Chaplin was just 1 year old. When Chaplin later came under his guidance, he abused him. He was eventually arrested and later died when Chaplin was 12. But it's not enough. Chaplin mimics his mother's comic performances and singing. That's where his acting performance starts. He dances in the streets with his half-brother Sidney to collect pennies. Even though Charlie Chaplin lives in hardships, it's considered a happy time because he has a family. He is going to lose that sooner. Chaplin performed on stage for her mother. This started the career of Chaplin and unfortunately the sadness too. Charlie Chaplin's greatest success and suffering. Chaplin worked as a newspaper vendor, doctor's boy, toy maker, printer, and many others. Until he got the role of a drunk and toured America. America loved Chaplin, so he got the chance to play into motion pictures. He created that iconic character, the little tramp, in his second film. The guy with a short mustache, lousy trousers, tight black jacket, a small black bowler hat, and a cane, and how could anyone forget that famous penguin walk? Chaplin's acting performance made him rich. He earns more than US President Woodrow Wilson of his time. He made 34 films in 1914 alone. He's no more have to search for food in the streets. But he searched for something else. He married 3 times and got divorced. It was only the 4th time he continued to live. His wives were a lot younger than him. It gets him into a lot of controversy and hatred. Chaplin has become famous worldwide and most Hollywood films have been a huge success. You only knew him as a comedian, but he writes most of his movies and produces it by his own company too. Falling and rejections of Charlie Chaplin. Chaplin criticized that he couldn't speak properly, that's why he only does silent films. But he shuts their mouths with a speech about democracy in the final minutes of the movie. The Great Dictator is a full-length true sound film and a masterpiece of acting and filmmaking. There is a saying that Hitler likes Chaplin until this movie. But it's not the Hitler or Nazi ruined Chaplin's life. It's the same people who loved him. Due to industrialization and capitalistic policies, the industries treat labor as slaves. He projects the true sufferings of labor workers in his Modern Times movie. This makes the US government angry. America started labeling Chaplin as a communist and supporter of the USSR. People are starting to claim Chaplin as an outsider and anti-American. They protested against him. This is one of my favorite quotes of Charlie Chaplin, which explains the sadness of his life. I always like walking in the rain, so no one can see me crying.